All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am your host DB Smiley, and we have a playoff match. It's going to be in B West between the 4 seed and the 5 seed. It's going to be sOaK LaNe and Bronze 6, respectively. Taking a look at that bracket. B West, couple games underway right now. Getting started. Abba Cult's about to play Phoenix Rising Onyx. Caffeinated Knights about to play Spooky Ghost. So a lot of this bracket's going to start getting filled out pretty quick tonight here in B West. But looks like both teams are ready, so we should be able to hop into the map fairly soon. Just that camera bit. I want to make myself look a little taller. Hey, there we go. That worked. But this will be an interesting match. sOaK LaNe, you know, there's a lot of expectations for them heading into this season, and I don't want to say they disappointed, but I don't think many people expected them finishing as low as 4th. As we jump into the draft, it's going to be Alterac Pass is the first map, taking a look. It's going to be sOaK LaNe, banned out Braxis and Towers, Bronze 6 banning out Sky and Cursed. But taking us to Alterac, which is a kind of an interesting ban pick set. They banned out 2 very macro-heavy maps in Cursed and Sky, yet still took us to a macro-heavy map themselves. So I'm kind of interested by that. Metaho correctly capitalizing sOaK LaNe. Lowercase s, lowercase e, big fucking L. Big fucking L. But they're not going to be looking for that big fucking L tonight. They're going to be looking for that big fucking W here in this playoff. They want to advance to face the winner of a match that's currently going uncasted between Caffeinated Knights and Spooky Ghost, who snuck into the playoffs at the end, got some big wins. Beat out Roll 1 Esports for that last spot. We saw Diablo and ETC bans and Vikings banned out by sOaK LaNe as well. So perhaps something they have scouted out of Bronze 6 on this map. As a last ban to come in. Vikings seem to have come back in a big way since this rework. But I'm excited for this match. I was looking at possibly picking this one up. I only picked it up last minute because I didn't want to take too many games and get greedy. That said, instant lock onto the Joanna. Not a surprise, given Joanna's popularity. And an instant lock on the Cassia. Cassia has definitely risen up the ladder. And by risen, I mean went from the bottom, never picked tier, to basically borderline first pick, first ban. In fact, if teams know how to play her, I think it is first pick, first ban. And Cassia gonna get grabbed. Whitemane as well. Whitemane has been one of those heroes that, like, throughout much of the season, it just seems like word of mouth has just continued to spread that, hey, Whitemane's actually kind of good, and you should maybe consider playing it. Definitely been more popular lately than it was before that moment. Who's that I see on SEL? That is Wipeout, the man, the myth, the legend. There's some fans coming in order to support Wipeout. And thank you for dropping in. Should be a fun match. Always these 4-5s could go either way. Certainly the winner doesn't get rewarded too heavily, having to play the 1 seed next, but you know, if you're going to win the playoffs, you're going to have to beat the best eventually. Raynor banned out. I gotta say, kind of surprised by that. I wouldn't have thought Raynor into the Cassia would be a high priority pick, especially on Alterac where poke is valuable. I would have actually been more worried maybe about a Hanzo or a Li Ming, and I know that would be double mage, but just with the Whitemane, what really punishes Whitemane is poke damage. Still don't want to take that out. Zeratul banned out on the other side, so really 3 niche heroes banned out by sOaK LaNe. These are all targeted bans, none of them meta, but certainly targeted at Bronze 6. On the other hand, more meta bans on the side of Bronze 6. sOaK is kind of questionably meta. Always has been in that kind of awkward spot of, like, you know, the people who like sOaK really fucking love sOaK. And the people who think sOaK is vulnerable don't tend to pick him. I do quite like sOaK, I should note, but I also don't think he's great in the current meta. I think he's above average, but I don't think he's great. But we have the Garrosh going to be picked up here by Danny, and then Kira jumping on to Mephisto. And Mephisto has been one of those heroes that, you know, like, you never think it's going to be picked, I think. But when it does, you're like, oh shit, now we need to do something to deal with this Mephisto. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one who thinks that. Maybe everyone else is like, yeah, of course Mephisto's good. But I always never, like, think, like, oh, my opponent's about to pick Mephisto here. Taking a look at the stats for Mephisto, only a 15% pick rate, although that's higher than I expected, honestly. 54% win rate, though. There's the eVeRy Greymane, so very traditional comp out of sOaK every lane, and I quite like this comp. On the other side, Leo picked up, you know, fairly traditional on the other side. Certainly Entomb, always going to be valuable, especially against that white main, that Greymane, or that Tassadar. So you're going to be reliant on eVeRy knockbacks or Joanna counter engage in order to break that. But fairly standard drafts out of both teams. I would say that I instinctively like sOaK every lanes a little bit more, just because I'm a big fan of the Joanna. I think the Garrosh on this map can have a lot of trouble getting into the enemy team. And actually, Kira swapping over to Garrosh during the swap phase. Danny moving on to Mephisto, so we've actually moved a few people around. But other than that, and actually, they swapped up the heals too. My Jewish cat jumping on to no, they didn't. I'm wrong. Okay, everything is fine. Sure of that here while I just finish getting my information set up. Hope everyone's been having a good day. I am tired. As such, I am slow, and I am being bad at casting. But we are going to move now into the game, and here we go. On the left side, it is sOaK every lane. Let's go ahead and introduce them. It's going to be Philip K on Joanna, DM13 on Greymane, Strogs on Anna, Tornado on Tassadar, and Wipeout on eVeRy. And on the right side, the 5 seed, it is Bronze 6. Kira is going to be on the Garrosh. We're going to see a LaNe on Whitemane. My Jewish Cat on the Cassia. Danny going to be on Mephisto. And CRT on the Leoric. It is a snow map, which of the new objectives is the least offensive to my senses because it has the least impact. It is a static shield. It is not percentage of your health based, and as such, proportionately favors squishies more than tanks. Gives them just a little bit of extra health. But all told, it's not too problematic to deal with. Down here in the bottom, the Whitemane and Cassia ready to push in. Taking a look at those level 1 talents as we see. Be interesting. Whitemane. So here's the interesting thing about Whitemane. In almost every competitive game I see Whitemane, almost every competitive game, it is Pity the Frail. And that seems logical, right? You go W build, spikes at 13 and 16. You know, that Pity the Frail, maybe helping with clutch heals. If you look at the statistics, and this is not necessarily true in organized play, this is me looking at Storm League, Pity the Frail actually has a pretty bad win rate. It's in the mid to low 40s. On the other hand, E-build Whitemane is mid 50s. Again, questionable if that's just because Storm League is randos. But I will say that I have tested out E-build, and I have found it to be quite fascinating. Firebats pushing into the mid are doing some damage, and yes, I did say Firebats, did not misspeak. Those may look... What the fuck? Dude, what is going on here? What was that guy doing? What? Anyway, that was weird as fuck. I don't know if that was like... I've never seen that before. Front wall goes down to the fire bats. So if you don't know, in the data files of this game, those minions are in fact called fire bats because they are fire bats. The only difference between this and the fire bats on Braxis is that the fire bats on Braxis, there's 2 of them, and on Alterac Pass, there's 3 of them. They have the same HP, same damage, same stacking armor debuff. So it's just a triple fire bat camp. Thank you, Mongoose, for the big raid 22. So it depends on what you mean by if you sort by player rank. The issue is, I've actually checked that, and if you filter it to Masters, they have about the same. Also keep in mind, this is Division B. It's not Masters. I don't know, just me pointing that out. Certainly the 13 and 16 spikes are big. I don't think it was an intentional bug exploit, but what happened was the fire bat minion kind of got stuck in a pathing loop. It was a bit weird. Thank you, though, for the big invade. As there is a flip onto Greymane. He's going to jump right back out onto Kira. Caught off by the task wall. Now there's the anti-grenade. Kira is very low. Finally, Whitemane heals turn back on. Kira going to be able to get out of that one. But meanwhile, nobody has gotten channel progress yet. Joe rotating up. Leo getting some damage here. Philip K just going to chunk a little bit of tiny damage, but otherwise, yeah. Okay, I'll trust your judgment on it. I looked at it a few weeks ago, and I wasn't certain. Okay, that's fine. I generally filter to Diamond and Plat, just because that's who I play with. I'm not sure if that my intel may be out of date as well. Again, because I'm not a Masters player, and I don't pretend to be. CRT taking a lot of damage here. There's the blind from Cassie. It's going to peel the Greymane out. DNM trying to get away. Now has the Dark Flight to get out. But Anna's in a bad spot. She gets stunned out by the Garrosh. The chase is on. Into the fray used. My Jewish Cat moves in the back. Gets the kill onto Greymane. Leo gets the kill onto Anna. And Mephisto gets the kill onto Joanna. That is 3 kills in favor of Bronze 6. And they draw first blood and will start channel progress. That was big for the side of Bronze 6. Now 18 seconds away from the first objective. Meanwhile, Firebats in the lane pushing up. They are getting this front tower. Wipeout is a bit low here. Gonna have to jump out. Firebats are getting nuked a bit by towers and actually get attracted by the minions, so the towers will survive, or at least the top one will. Bottom gets finished by minions. But the objective does get finished being channeled by Bronze 6. And there we go. So now, here come the mercenary camps. Looks like Bronze 6, they want to focus in on that top lane. They're going to leave Cassie in the bot against the Urel. Leo in the mid just to get the soak, but this mid being absolutely annihilated by Greymane. Still, though, top wall now has gone down. They almost get the fort, but it does fall off there. There we go. Leo cleaning up these Firebats here in the mid. Mephisto coming in to help out. Joe now wanting to push in. Looked for the condemn on the Leo, but Leo was able to walk out of that. No real threat there. Cassia in the bottom. Wipeout is a bit low. Oh, there's a big... Oh, the task wall does not catch Cassia, who was mounted. Managed to escape that one. Joe looking for the condemn. My Jewish Cat doing a good job staying out of trouble. And now with the rest of the team here, could be a bit aggressive. Actually, Cassia going to rotate away. Join Garrosh here in the mid lane. Wipeout currently working on cleaning that up. And a Greymane, meanwhile, are cleaning up their Firebat camp. Firebat camp available for Bronze 6, but nobody yet making that rotation. And it looks like they want to rotate top here. They did put a lot of emphasis on getting value into this top lane, so you got to imagine, oh, our Ardent Defender is going to save Yrel, but that is a big cooldown to use there in a solo situation, non-team fight. Under 10 seconds before that is back up, but with the emphasis onto this top lane, you gotta think that Bronze 6 wants that top boss. And there's the big taunt, but the Garrosh knockback, Aegis used, and now Mephisto with the big root hits too. Tornado is gonna go down despite the Archon. And now Mephisto also gonna get some more damage out. Strogs is at least gonna get away. Sleep Dart there is big onto Cassia and onto... Oh no, gets thrown by the Garrosh. Now Kira's low, has themselves sustain off that wave, so no more kills coming out just yet. But Bronze 6 now with 5 kills to 0 in this game. Imagine trying to kill Wipeout. I mean, Wipeout is playing Yrel. Does Yrel even die? Oh wait, I play with H2O. Yeah, that's right, Yrel does die. My bad, I forgot. My Jewish cat getting picked out here, uses the ball lightning, but is not going to escape. And that is the first kill there for sOaK every lane. So hopefully for them and for keeping this match close, they might be able to find some momentum. They are making a play for this boss. Mephisto did spot it out with one of his skeleton heads. Leo, meanwhile, going for the channel here in bot, does find it. Wipeout gonna come down and try to stall. Both the tanks are down here. Mephisto and Whitemane, really, I don't think they're gonna be able to invade unless they get off just the most epic Durance of Hate ever, which they did not. And so, the boss has been picked up by sOaK every lane. And that's gonna be good for them. They need to get down and to stall this channel. Only 12 seconds to do so. Yrel coming up now. Can buy our team some time by mashing channel. Good dodge there onto the Leo W. Wipeout just trying to buy every precious 10th of a second. Greymane goes in, tries to finish Leo, gets very low, has to back up. Taunt is used. The channel is down to 2.6, but it looks like sOaK every lane will be able to stop that, and that will buy their boss time to push with only Mephisto defending. Top wall has gone down. They'll go ahead and grab their fire bats as well. And precious time now available for sOaK every lane. Whitemane does get that level 13, which is an incredibly important talent here. Getting that damage reduction. There is a big entomb onto the back, but CRT kind of alone. Durance of Hate misses, though, and now it looks like Whitemane on the retreat with her team has used the Aegis, tries to throw out the healing, but there's just so much damage coming out. Finally, the first kill happens. That said, Wipeout low, does get stunned by the Garrosh, but able to get away. Mephisto on the full retreat, alone, with just a billion clutch heals in that fight. It's kind of a miracle they only lost 2. And so sOaK every lane now, starting to get some momentum here. Can they turn this into an objective? Maybe get a fort off this? Leo is extremely low. Wipeout wants this. Does not have enough damage for the finish. But sOaK every lane gets the first fort of the game. That said, they're probably going to lose their top fort to this minion wave. Ooh, but Garrosh gets the back channel, but it doesn't do enough. Anna with the immediate interrupt, and Kira is now on a full retreat. There's a flip, trying to buy space. Task Wall comes out. There's Greymane. Durance of Hate does not connect onto the Greymane. Aegis being used, trying to find the heals. The clutch healing is so real, but nonetheless, Garrosh and Mephisto have gone down. Whitemane being chased out of here by Greymane. Meanwhile, Cassia does get away in the bottom. And Aloon's just doing so well with these clutch heals, but it just seems like the damage is coming so much more hot and heavy lately here from the side of sOaK every lane. And now with an opportunity to turn this game, and actually, caster math is wrong. Top fort is still alive. Very much unwell. It is alive in exactly the same way Dick Cheney is alive. Only technically. Dick Cheney is still alive, right? Otherwise, like, that joke's going to be incredibly poor taste. As opposed to just being largely in poor taste. Durance of Hate there, onto Greymane. The root does not spread. There's a taunt onto Greymane, but a sleep onto Cassia. They dive in. Aegis used. Whitemane chunking out the heals, but not able to keep the Cassia alive. And now the Entomb just trying to buy some space here. There's the self-unstoppable from Kira. Wipeout, though, on the back line. CRT has gone in for DNM. Does find that, but DNM able to dive in, get away from the W, actually diving the Garrosh. Nifty little move. Mephisto, though, starting to turn around some damage, so despite the early kill on the Cassia, Bronze 6 is holding on. 5.1 seconds to 0.6 seconds. sOaK eVeRy, though, might have just found Leo caught out here. Does go down, and so that is now 2 kills on to Bronze 6, and sOaK eVeRy could push up. Looks like, though... Okay, they're just tapping. I was about to say, are they going to go for boss? No, risky move to do, given that it's only 0.6 seconds. Bronze 6 going for the last interrupt, but Mephisto is isolated, goes down. There's the Aegis trying to buy some time to heal Cassia, but Alun just has to walk away there. Now Kira getting chased out as well. There's the unstoppable. Yrel gets thrown over the wall. Whitemane with the W to help chunk out some damage. Whitemane does get out of it. No, there's the Entomb, but I don't think CRT has any damage follow-up, and CRT is actually going to die for that one. Nano Boost, meanwhile, was used there onto Tassadar to help siege this up, as sOaK eVeRy has the objective coming in. And the game started really strong for Bronze 6, but sOaK eVeRy just building confidence with each fight. They've gotten 10 straight kills. So now, with this mercenary camp, cavalry camp, I should say. I keep calling it camp, even though it's not really. Pushing bottom. Looks like sOaK eVeRy. They're going to send 4 down here. All 5, actually. Yrel potentially looking for the flank. Now pushing up. Top fort has gone down. Cassia still clearing up that cavalry. Very healthy here in the bottom. Has gotten the bot fort. So all 3 forts down. That's going to be Cata Pressure, and that's going to be passive XP in favor of sOaK eVeRy, who are already winning the race to 20. Endurance of Hate used. Mephisto will be able to chunk out some damage, but no real potential for a kill there. Entomb is available, as is Aegis, Ball, Lightning, and Taunt. Cavalry does go down. All 5 heroics, though, available on the side of sOaK eVeRy as well. Endurance of Hate being the only one down at the moment. Camp is up for Bronze 6, but they are not taking it. I think they're convinced sOaK eVeRy is trying to take top boss. They are not. sOaK eVeRy is, of course, on their own camp. Yrel's scouting the bot boss, but once they see the members of Bronze 6 top, they are going to start this. They're going to rotate Greymane and Task down to take. Bronze 6, recognizing the situation, also taking the top boss. Although they don't have anything like the Greymane in terms of boss kill pressure. As we have a lot of Wipeout fans in chat, but I must remind everyone, I don't believe Wipeout is Mormon. I could be wrong on that. Boss taken simultaneously, despite a later rotation there from sOaK eVeRy. This boss will immediately kill this top fort, but sOaK eVeRy is sending people back to clean this up. Their camp, though, still available, and excuse me, Bronze 6 sending people back. sOaK eVeRy could potentially look to invade. Garrosh currently cleaning it up. Boss has a completely meaningless stun that does not do damage to anything. Now it's Whitemane and Garrosh, the 2 best boss clear in the game, frankly. Clearing up the boss. Mephisto comes down. That will add some damage. Cassie, excuse me, currently doing the siege camp. We'll get the fire bats into the mid. Top boss has been cleaned up. Keep wall still has 1 tower. This bottom keep, though, has taken a beating. Down to about a 3rd health, and already with minions on, Mephisto's going to have to stay back and clean this, and that will allow the channel to come in here. From the side of sOaK eVeRy, who do have 20. Not even 19 yet from Bronze 6. Is this a situation they get desperate? Do they force the fight? If they do and they don't win, that will almost certainly be game. Endurance of Hate comes in, does not connect onto the Ana, who rounds the corner to get away from it. There's a big Aegis. Yrel does push them all in. Big Entomb gets onto task, but he's able to parp Archon all the same. Yrel does finally secure that first kill onto Mephisto. Whitemane soon to follow. And it was a desperate time. It called for a desperate measure. But desperately, they were not able to win that fight. Garrosh going to get out with almost no health. CRT is still alive, but the same cannot be said. CRT goes down. Cassia's not going to get away from this either. They do manage to get the kill onto Greymane, but it is small comfort as they are about to face this big phase. Pushing in, bot lane already pushed up, so they will almost certainly lose that keep. On the other side up top, watch to see how that pushes. It will pressure the top keep. Mid at least is okay. Look how far back the cavalry unit spawned. Yrel, though, already ready to push up the bottom as the cavalry starts making its move. This keep pretty much forfeit. Only Garrosh defending at the moment. And now Mephisto just now coming up. Whitemane joining, and there will be Leo. But Cassia, a rather substantial stagger, will be down for another 15. And with 2 keeps down and the 3rd about to get hit, this could be the game. Only 20 armor on the core. Elune is extremely low, pops the Aegis, there's the Endurance of Hate, and Elune manages to stay alive. And they actually find the kill onto Philip K, but is it too little too late? The core is down to 5,000 health and falling, and down it goes. Despite the late death and despite a rather low Yrel there, sOaK every lane manages to find the win here in game number 1 on Alterac Pass. Map was chosen by Bronze 6. Here we go, into the postgame. Cassia did a lot of damage, but Cassia needed to do a lot of damage. And ultimately, it just seemed like after the early game, sOaK every lane just like, we're supposed to not die. Don't, you should have said that. Oh God, we were over here like, why are we being told to die? I don't understand this. sOaK every lane comes back really strong. They were down 0 to 5 kills, finished the game out 14-2, and ultimately take a big win with a big structure lead at the end. And that will take us to game number 2 in this playoff match. Bronze 6, 1 game away from elimination. We'll see if they can come back. We'll be right back. Stay tuned to the Nexus Gaming Series. And thank you all so much for watching. We'll be right back. All right, everyone, welcome back. Nexus Gaming Series. DB Smiley here, bringing you this matchup between sOaK LaNe and Bronze 6. Bronze 6 started well in map number 1, but ultimately sOaK LaNe comes back in a big way from the mid game on. Looked like they dominated. Bronze 6 gonna have to retool. Bronze 6 choosing first pick. The sOaK LaNe is gonna take us to Infernal Shrines, and here we go into the draft. Infernal Shrines is the map. We're taking a look, of course, at who is going to advance to play the winner of Caffeinated Nights versus Spooky Ghosts. That game, last I checked, is still uncasted. But also, Abba Murky Cult Phoenix Rising Onyx is on tonight. So we're going to have a lot more full bracket come tomorrow. Back to the draft. sOaK LaNe versus Bronze 6, map number 2. Bronze 6 has to win this to keep their season going. Someone's season is going to end tonight. ETC banned out first. Once again, not a surprise. Diablo once again banned, so that is definitely targeting at this point. As, take a look at if there's, if there's a good reason for that. Taking a look at the player stats for the tank. It is going to be here. Actually, so I guess it's not Kira who plays tank for Bronze 6, as there's zero data of Kira playing the hero. I'm just taking a look at who on that team plays that hero. It's CRT, who's played it 9 times. 4 and 5 on the hero. But yeah, Wipeout has actually been subbed out this game, as Metaho is going to get a chance to show what they can do.
The crusade calls.
And chat is now furious. Sorry, had to hit my sneeze button there. It's wipe out, not wipe in. God damn. Well done, Secret. That is gonna have to be the pun of the night. Danny jumping onto the Joanna. It looks like Bronze 6 does a lot of flexing. Mal'Ganis is going to be grabbed by Philip K. Given the tank choke that is ongoing, seems reasonable to pick it up in the first rotation. And this is a pretty good Mal'Ganis map, all things considered. DNM, sticking with that Greymane, I thought it was played very well in the last series. Or last map, I should say. So, I think it's a good choice. Could grab a healer here. I think Anna's always a good pick into Mal'Ganis, but we are going to see the Orphea and the Tracer. So Tracer got a rework lately that made her very hard to deal with for a bit. I don't think she got nerfed. I just think people got bored and they moved on. Maybe they thought it was too easy to play. Or people just got better at dealing with it. In either case, the Orphea is a strong pick. I believe second or third highest win rate hero in the game overall, not necessarily saying at Masters level before people jump down my fucking throat about that again. Whitemane is going to get banned out. I thought Alune played it very well. That said, Alune currently is hovering the Tracer, so may not be Alune healing this time. Rhaegar banned as well, which makes sense. You don't want to deal with the Bloodlust with the Greymane. Mal'Ganis actually has good auto attack damage too, so can benefit from the Bloodlust, especially with the movement speed. Samuro is going to get grabbed here. That is spicy. But Metaho, known for playing some of those spicy heroes. And this is a pretty good map for Samuro. The split push, the shrine control. And then you got Stukov coming in from Strogs. Was banned out in the last game in the first rotation by Bronze 6. So we'll see if it lives up to the hype that ban communicated. Bit risky into Tracer, but I think typically if I play Stukov in the Tracer, I think Biotic Armor at 4, but I also think Spine Launcher at 1. As it can let you poke Tracer a bit if she tries to harass you. And there is Sonya, great Shrine Control, and the Deckard, who, I say this as someone who does not like playing Deckard, is the best healer in the game in my mind right now. at least in Division B. Not to say best healer in every division, but in Division B, Ruby just feels completely oppressive. It is ABBA. So, it is the ABBA Samuro is going to be the combo. There we go. Let's see if there's any role or hero swapping. So far, nothing. So, I'll hope... Nope, they swapped. Danny swapping to Deckard. Kira swapping to the Joanna. But here we go. So sOaK Every Lane is breaking out really, doesn't look standard, but knowing this team, it's a very common comp that they can run. And Bronze 6 is going to get sOaK Every Lane's best shot. This is the playoffs. And you can't hold anything back. So, looking at the drafts, I mean, sOaK Every Lane has a really good comp. And I'm kind of worried about the wave clear. From Bronze 6. It's not bad. They have Joanna. They have Sonya. Orphea is not a really great wave clear mage. Tracer has negative wave clear. Deckard actually has a little bit, maybe? I think they have to go Ancient Blessings at 16, though, to have an to help them out with that in terms of shrine control. I'm worried about how much split push is going to come out, but we'll see. We're getting set up, though, for the game. And here we go, moving into it now. On the left side, it's going to be sOaK Every Lane. Heading towards the top, it's going to be Philip K on the Mal'Ganis. DMN, once again on Greymane. Strogs on the Stukov. Tornado on the ABBA. And Metaho is going to be on Samuro. And on the other side, Bronze 6, fighting for their playoffs lives. My Jewish Cat is on Orphea. Alun is going to be on Tracer. CRT on the Sonya. Danny on Deckard. And Kira going to be tanking on the Joanna. Take a look at those level 1 talents. As we move into the game. Give me, as I have to keep hitting the sneeze button. Something is bothering my allergies. But meanwhile, looks like the gank squad setting up top. Stukov did not go Spine Launcher, instead reactive Ballista Spores. Which, is not a bad talent by any means either. Nice highlighted message. A lot of fans of sOaK Every Lane here. They've been a team in NGS for a while. They've always brought the spice. And I would say that this game, not a habanero by any means, but a particularly spicy jalapeno. Just like a fairly spicy jalapeno. Nothing over the top. But for them, this is like a nice comfortable spice, right? Like a nice medium. You don't want it too hot, but you certainly want to feel something in your mouth, right? That's the new title for this stream. You want to feel something in your mouth, right? It's my new game show that I'm putting together. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me? I am 14 and somehow in a 32-year-old's body. Where the hell did this go? sOaK Every Lane looking for the engage up top. First game was, thank you, Core, for coming in. First game was very much looked like sOaK Every Lane was on the back foot. And, oh, here comes the engage. Looking for Philip K, but they don't get the kill. Silence onto Orphea. She's going to be able to back away, though. Looked like sOaK Every Lane was on the back foot, and then they just hit 10s, and at that point, didn't lose a team fight after that, and ultimately won the game. The Sammy Abathur is already pressuring up this Sonya quite a bit. Greymane Stukov working on getting the Bruiser camp in the lane. As yet, none of the siege camps picked up. Mal'Ganis solo soaking the top. Here comes the gank. Has the armor. Didn't have the level 4 boosted armor yet. Tries to use a sleep. Really good move there by Philip to go walk around the Deckard route. Not getting impatient, trying to force his way through to safety. He didn't want to cross the Deckard route at the widest point. He took his time. Knew the sleep would buy him that time. And, well done. Good retreat there. XP, very even, although you got to imagine once the objective starts with Abba able to maybe do some body soak, we are going to see that start to change. Now, last game, sOaK every lane pretty much ignored first objective and just pushed elsewhere. As my cat is making just an ungodly noise hitting something. I have no clue what that is. Sounds like a knocker. In either case, nobody is here, so we're fine for now. Shrine 16-2 at the moment. Apologies for being distracted. But it was a really, really fucking loud noise. He was banging on something. Anyway. Now, sOaK, big sleep into the back, but Abathur actually getting picked off there by Sonya in the bot lane. So this 4v4 now is Abaless, and Samuro rotating away. So it looks like sOaK every lane going to have to potentially give this objective up. Orpheus stepping up looking for something, now getting turned around on. Picks up a Ruby to stay healthy. There's the sleep onto Tracer and Kira as they dive and find the kill on Orpheus. So there's the turnaround kill. Now Abba back alive, so hats aplenty once again. The hat times are here again. The Mercs, though, pushing top for sOaK every lane, have also claimed the top fort. And so, to that end, big macro win for sOaK every lane. As Sonya starts to work on this camp, but now against the Samuro, with the Abba hat, it's going to be hard, read, impossible to clear. And so Bronze 6 commits a lot of resources to that bottom camp and do not get it, all while this Punisher is active and is now leading to the wall being lost in the mid lane. Orpheus stuck trying to clear the top as the Bruiser camp continues to push. And if you just look all over the map, the pressure is coming in on the Bronze 6. Can they weather this storm? Their playoff lives depend on them doing so. Top fort died. Bruiser camp was pushing pretty much uncontested the whole time. Picked up right before Punisher. And continued to generate pressure. So a well-timed camp there. Now we're keeping an eye on the bottom. sOaK clearing up some of those minions, trying to get some added archer pressure, but now rotating up towards mid. My Jewish cat manages to slip through, but a loon goes down to the Abba hat. DNM able to escape. I keep saying DNM, and I mean DMN. Hard to say. People want to say MN, and it's... or NM, and it's MN. Or I'm getting it backwards. Whatever. The point is, Orphea just died. Orphea dying to the Samuro there. That is another death for Bronze 6. 3-1 at the moment. But already the macro pressure just mounting so hard against Bronze 6 as they are right now just not seemingly equipped to deal with this Abba Samuro. Sonya's starting to work on the Bruiser camp. We'll see if Samuro looks for the invade. Or if Sonya's able to get it down in time. Big focus here on to the bottom. But defended by Tracer and Deckard. Denim. Oh, it's just pronounced denim? Wait, you're telling me I could just... Wait, it's just denim? That's so much fucking easier to say. Why didn't anyone tell me this? Alright, fine. Fucking denim. There we go. Denim manages to escape. But with that, Sonya pushing the top with the Bruisers. Looks like the gank squad is coming looking for it. All while this is happening, Bronze 6 grabbing their siege camp. Now I will say Bronze 6 has stuck around in sOaK, but that said, losing Sonya here will not help them. And down she goes. Samuro cheekily stalling that camp capture, but otherwise not stopping it. All told, it's kind of impressive that Bronze 6 is only down as much as they are in XP, given the kill count and given the passive XP playing against them. They are doing a good job soaking, and I mean that very unironically. but they cannot afford to lose this top objective. Take a look. Their top wall already softened up a bit. They will almost certainly lose keep if they lose this, as the Punisher is Mortar. It's not too bad, but, man. It's not Denim. Well, I'm just going to fucking say Denim, because that's easier to say than DNM. DMN. Fuck. Who puts an M before an N? I mean, really. What kind of man would put an M before an N? Thank you. I am clever, aren't I? You're welcome. Bronze 6, starting on this objective top. Only 5 minions so far. 4v4 in this top lane. Sonya is away clearing the lanes. I say 4v4 because the Abahat's here, but here comes Samuro now, and with the sleep, they're going to get onto LaNe. LaNe finds some Decker potions. There's the Crushing Jaws. Does collect 4, and that may be it for Bronze 6 to start turning this game around. Huge Crushing Jaws comes out there from My Jewish Cat, secures 3 kills, and everyone but Samuro and Abba is down. Decker does die in the process, but my goodness, that was amazing. By the way, we have a Dark Conversion game. A lot of good that did there. Look at that big Dark Conversion value. We Kappa here at twitch.tv/dbsmiley. We Kappa, we troll, and we say fuck. That is, if Twitch lets you make a channel motto, that is it. We Kappa, we troll, and we say fuck. Go ahead, chat. Say it with me. Say fuck. Liberate yourselves. It's fun. Huge. Huge kills there. And that could be a moment that maybe leads this game to turning around. If they find this kill on Mal'Ganis, it'll be even bigger. The root does collect. There's the damage with the pulse bomb. Sleep comes out. Can they get the kill? Philip K is low. Dark Conversion got interrupted there. Greymane Clone went for Jewish Cat. Did not get it. Super Potions now from Deckard, so tons of sustained potential with the Super Potions, with the Rubies. And the Punisher does go down. No fort taken, so a good defense. And there is the Mule. Look at him. Look at this little bastard undoing the work that Bronze 6 worked so hard for. Boo! Boo this man! Boo him. Here in the mid lane. T-Tor's in chat. I am trolling a bit too hard. Deckard getting picked off there. But the Mule is going to undo that damage, absolutely. And that's a big pick-off, as that will almost assuredly lead to a big level 16 advantage on the side of sOaK every lane. We'll see what they can do with it. But there shouldn't be any difficulty on the side of Bronze 6, making sure that they also get this advantage. I should say get the advantage of 16. Not the advantage, I would say, but they get 16 before objective. That's it. Sonya flanking in. They're looking for a fight before 15. 16, though, about to kick. CRT needs to start looking for the exit. Here it comes. Snap picking talents. Greymane Clone comes in. Diving for My Jewish Cat. Does die under the tower. Man, no one in chat said fuck. What is going on? Come on, say it. Say it.
Say it. You know you want to.
No kills there. That was a good disengage by Bronze 6. But that said, Sonya is kinda in Narnia right now. And now she's in heaven. Poor Sonya. Overextended just a bit, got punished very rapidly by the members of sOaK every lane. Level 16, though, now kicking in for Bronze 6. And that will help. Interesting. Decker going for the reduced cooldowns. The extra reverse cooldowns. Mal'Ganis, meanwhile, takes the mid fort. Greymane's starting to work on this bottom. Samuro going to take the Bruiser camp, so a lot of pressure about to come this way. There we go. Tracer dives into the back. Greymane does survive. There's a sleep. Dark conversion. Not a huge dark conversion onto Deckard. He's going to heal through that, but Stukov gets kind of isolated, and that Wrath of Berserker secures a kill in favor of Bronze 6 right before the objective starts. That is going to be big for them. As now looking for an opportunity to take control of this game, perhaps. They definitely need to win this next objective. They grab the Siege Giants to give some pressure. sOaK every lane. Gonna have to deal with some camps of their own. That said, Top Bruiser getting polished off up here by the Samuro clone. The real Samuro on Sonya, who now needs to walk away from this. Does not have a fort to retreat to. The Medaho could chase a bit, but breaks off, making sure they get the sOaK. That said, though, we now see the tribute phase being started. Bruiser Camp is pushing the top. Sonya's going to have to deal with that. You see her working that way. That will give time for sOaK every lane to come in, look for it. The sleep didn't really collect on anyone. And Deckard doing a good job keeping those potions down. There's a lot of, or well, now 2 super potions there. Jewish Cat getting dove by the Samuro. Now Kira looking for the exit. Finds the super potions, though. Doubles back through them, and you can see that value come in. There's a big condemn into the Deckard route. Can they get the follow-up damage to that Scroll of Stone Curse? I think there would have been some kills. That said, the CDR, of course, not a bad talent. I'm not saying that, but man, Scroll of Stone Curse would have got value. No, a Loon gets finished by Samuro there. The Shrine is at 35. Can my Jewish Cat get the finish? CRT looking for the exit door. Trying to find a super potion. There is one in the back. CRT going to grab it. Orphe is going to go down. Joanna's going to go down. This is a frozen Punisher, but at what cost? The cost of 4 deaths. JK, it's going to be the cost of 5. 5-man team wipe. And now the question is, do you just hard push on the side of sOaK every lane? And it looks like the answer to that question is fuck yeah. And here comes the clone on the Samuro. They are going for this. They're certainly, I think, going to get the keep. There's just too much damage with the Samuro and the Greymane. I don't think they can core, but that said, maybe they can. I don't know, 12 seconds? They're going for this. They're going for this. They are absolutely going for this. Here they go. Shields are down. 97% and falling. Now down to 73 already. Philip K is going to get rooted. Does not get the dark conversion off. Philip K has some self-sustain getting there, but 35% and falling. Greymane is just trucking into this core. 14%. 10, 7, 5, 4, 3. Touchdown. And sOaK every lane is going to get a domination victory here in their first playoff match in the B West playoffs. That will give them the game and the series, and they will advance to play the winner of Caffeinated Nights versus Spooky Ghosts. You got to assume likely Caffeinated Nights, given how dominant their performance has been. That should be a fun match next week. But sOaK every lane wins this, and we're gonna see if we can do a post-game interview. Huge match. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, everyone, welcome back to the next gaming series. DB Smiley here. Unfortunately, thank you for the raid, Arrow, but the match just ended right as you raided, unfortunately. I am joined by two members of the victorious sOaK LaNe. You guys get the 2-0 tonight. You advance to play the winner of Caffeinated Nights and Spooky Ghosts. How you guys feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, Smiley.
That feels pretty good, for sure.
I imagine it does. I mean, you guys, I would say game one got off to a little bit of a rocky start. What do you think was leading to those deaths there, or if you've done any kind of analysis? DMN, you were in that game. If you want to take point answering that question.
I haven't had time to really digest it. To be honest, when I play these matches, they're pretty high stress. So I try to, once the game is over, I try to put it out of my mind, whether it's good or bad, and move on from there. But from what I can remember, we took a couple of sloppy fights. We had no real reason to be there to fight over anything to get out of it. Those are the fights usually where we end up in trouble because from the comms perspective, sometimes we don't get out as early as we should.
All right. Well, ultimately though, you guys get to the mid game and you start to turn it around in a big way. At one point, it was 0 kills to 5 in favor of Bronze 6. Game finishes 14-7. So you go 14-2 over the remaining. What do you most attribute that? Either of you can take that. I guess DMN was in the game, but
Yeah.
No, the team
Yeah.
take the game up in game one in general.
I think it was just map pressure. I think we started to push. With to our advantages, we merged faster on every single camp. We took boss even faster than they did, even though they started it earlier. And when you have a great main on your team, you can do that. You can siege into stuff you wouldn't normally think of doing. So I think the map pressure started to split their team up a little bit through mid game, and we were able to start getting some picks, especially with the curse bullet. It makes a really big difference.
yeah, definitely helped out with the fights. I will say that kind of despite you guys turning around there, I do actually want to give a shout out to LaNe. I thought LaNe played a really good white main and had a ton of clutch healing, but you guys did such a good job coming at them in waves in game one. With that hard engage, with the Junkrat poke, with the Urel. And so no matter how much white main did, I think it ultimately was just you guys winning that game.
Smiley, you're so right. There's a reason we wanted to ban it. Game 2.
Yeah.
It was good. No
Go
doubt.
ahead and just give a quick little stat shout out, because I didn't do this at the time. White main has been strong. Hasn't always played healer. Obviously, we saw the Tracer in game 2 tonight. But so between map 1 and map 2, you guys win, but you go for much to the chagrin of chat, who were really on the wipeout train.
Team wipeout.
Metaho, you swap in. What was the primary reason, would you say, for that swap?
It was something we actually discussed earlier today. I wasn't supposed to be playing tonight, but sOaK LaNe has made playoffs in Div B West multiple times. Never made it past the first round of playoffs.
Well, congratulations on breaking that streak.
So, nobody said this out loud, but I have the feeling that certain members of the team were a little worried that we wouldn't be playing another round after that, and wanted to make sure everybody on the team got some playtime, like to make sure everybody was happy with how the season was going to end. If this was, so we had planned to be swapping into game 2 and or potentially a game 3 if it came down to that at some point in the night.
Well,
he got Samuro. He's happy.
Yeah.
Yes. Metaho on Samuro is a well-known difficult thing to deal with. And I will say that you guys played it very well. Your macro pressure, obviously, in game 2 spoke for itself. Bronze 6, though, still managed to win a couple fights later in the game, maybe trying to bring it back close. How do you keep your composure and make sure that you kind of keep your foot on the gas in those situations? Either of you can take that.
Forge, especially when he's on Abathur, but just in general, does a lot of reining in shot calling, and he keeps things serious and on topic, like, you know, on point, but also like when we lose fights, he keeps us composed. Like, what's excited for the next fight, I guess, you know, ready to change whatever we messed up previously without dwelling too long.
Well,
Yeah, and
Ron?
I think we do a decent job trying to identify what their comp does well, and certainly, I mean, they took a huge fight on that top lane, and I think caught 3 or 4 of us out with one, you know, big wombo. So good on them.
All right, so heading into next week, you're playing the winner of Caffeinated Nights Spooky Ghost. One would, you know, say probably Caffeinated Nights. Without that series is not casted, so I can't flip over to it.
It was
Now,
never played.
It was never. Well,
Oh wait,
no,
oh, I
I
thought
was
you
talking
meant-
about Spooky Ghost
Oh,
versus
okay.
Caffeinated Nights, but I was going to then transition into your match against them. Was actually not played. So given that this is an unknown, what are your fighting words that you're going to send to Caffeinated Nights? Now's your chance. Strike
I
fear
knew-
into their hearts.
You
Show
must
no
have picked-
mercy.
You picked the 2 worst trash talkers on sOaK every lane.
Oh, I think Wipeout might be a little worse than you. at
Come on,
trash
just
talk.
give me a little bit of like fuck those guys or something.
I
Just
won't
give me
sleep through
something.
the match this time.
They're trash.
Oh,
We're
did you
gonna
hear
walk
that?
all over
Oh!
them. Oh yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
Metaho said
It's gonna be
Metaho
so-
said he could sleep through the match.
No.
Metaho said that. Said he's not going to, but he said he absolutely could. You're gonna take that Caffeinated Nights? Are you gonna take that?
Take it.
By the way,
Reason
knowing
the
my
match
luck,
didn't
Caffeinated Nights lost and Spooky Ghost is really pissed at me right now.
No,
Um,
the reason the match didn't happen was because I slept. I was supposed to play and
Yeah.
I slept through the match.
I know. I'm just trolling. I actually do remember that, unfortunately. But with that, you know, obviously, thank you for letting me cast this match. I had a lot of fun. You know, congrats on the good season. You know, I'm looking forward to that match next week. I'll have to see when it's scheduled. But with that, the floor is yours for shoutouts.
Shout out to Bronze 6, putting in some good games.
Yeah,
They definitely look strong during the games, from what I saw.
Yeah, no, it was tough competition. Just shout out to my teammates. We always have a lot of fun. Fun fact: August is our 2 years together as a team. More or less right around the time HCC ended. So thank you everybody for allowing me to play on the team and have so much fun. And to everyone that organizes NGS casters, have been part of this now since I think season 5, and it just gets better every year. So thanks everybody.
All right. Well, thank you for that. And thank you for watching, everyone. There's no one to throw it to, since everyone rated me right as the match ended, which is kind of unfortunate. But that said, thank you to both teams for letting me cast. And with that, congratulations to sOaK Every Lane for participating this season, for moving past the first round of playoffs. And congrats to Bronze 6. First season in NGS, and you finished top 5 in your division. You put on some good matches. You pulled some good upsets. I was very impressed with Bronze 6. I didn't know what to expect heading into the season. I looked at their MMR and I'm like, low BOS maybe? No. They came in, they slapped some faces. No one ever wants to see their season end this early. But Bronze 6, well done. And can't wait to see you next season in Season 10 of Nexus Gaming Series. And can't wait to see you, everyone, tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be bringing you another playoff match. And I believe, if I remember, it was one I was really excited and really looking forward to. And then I forgot because I'm me and I'm ADD and Squirrel. It is Scolding Sweat Cult versus Probius. That's a big matchup. And can't wait. Oh, he is still casting? His stream was not live on the Nexus Gaming Series website. All right, I will throw the raid over. Thank you for that, Arrow. And thank you, everyone, for watching.